Have you ever noticed how quiet it gets right before you decide to let go of something? Not the kind of quiet that feels peaceful, the kind that feels heavy. That pause between one heartbeat and the next, where you already know the truth, but you're still pretending you don't. Yeah, that silence. That's the moment most people don't talk about. The second you realize you're done fighting for something that's already gone. We tend to celebrate holding on. We call it loyalty, strength, commitment. But sometimes, holding on just means you've stopped listening to yourself. I used to think walking away was weakness, that quitting meant I'd failed. But I've learned that sometimes walking away isn't about losing. It's about finally refusing to keep losing yourself. It's funny how life gives you those moments where everything in you whispers, "This isn't right anymore." But instead of listening, we bargain with reality. We tell ourselves, maybe next month, maybe next year, maybe they'll change. And in the meantime, we stay. Half out of hope, half out of habit. A friend of mine once stayed in a job for almost 10 years that he absolutely hated. He'd wake up every day with that knot in his stomach, that quiet voice saying, "This isn't it." But he'd silence it with logic, the bills, the fear, the comfort of routine. And then one day, his boss yelled at him over something small, and something in him just clicked. He didn't shout back. He didn't even defend himself. He just said, "Okay," packed his things, and walked out into the parking lot, feeling lighter than he had in years. That's the thing about walking away. When it's time, it doesn't always come with fireworks. It comes with relief. We think big change has to be loud, but real strength, it's often quiet. It's the stillness that comes when you finally stop forcing things. Psychologists have this idea called approach avoidance conflict. It's when one part of you wants to go and another part wants to stay. You stand in that middle space, unsure, torn, stuck, and the longer you stay there, the heavier it gets. But here's the secret most people never hear. Clarity doesn't come before you move. It comes after, the act of walking away. That's what clears the fog. I used to think closure meant getting all the answers. But now I think closure is just the moment you stop needing them. It's when peace matters more than proof. And that's where the quiet power lives. In choosing calm over chaos, in saying, "I'm done explaining my worth to people who can't see it." In deciding that not everything deserves your reaction. There's a story I love about a teacher and a student. The student says, "I'm afraid to let go. What if I lose everything?" And the teacher replies, "Then you'll finally have room for what's meant for you." That's what walking away really does. It doesn't leave you empty. It makes space. Space for new chances, new peace, new people who see you clearly. You don't have to burn bridges. You don't need to make a dramatic exit. Walking away doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes it's just choosing not to argue, not to chase, not to prove. It's sending that message and not waiting for a reply. It's leaving the party early because your energy matters more than appearances. It's saying no, even when it would be easier to say, "It's fine." Here's something practical you can try. Next time you feel that pull between staying and going, don't rush to decide. Just stop and ask yourself one simple question. What is this costing me to keep holding on? If the answer is peace, sleep, self-respect, or joy, it's time. And listen, walking away doesn't mean you don't care. It just means you care about yourself too. It means you're done rehearsing the same pain, hoping for a different ending. It means you've outgrown the version of you who thought endurance was love. You don't have to fight every battle. You don't have to fix every story. You don't even have to understand every ending. You just have to know when it's time to stop walking in circles and start walking toward peace. Because one day, you'll look back and realize the quietest moment of your life was actually the loudest declaration of your strength. And that's the quiet power of walking away.